Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Manifest Tarot. I'm so happy you've joined me for this reading. This is a special reading, and today we will be exploring messages from your inner child. I've picked out 3 decks, and I have the Fool card for each deck, which to me is the most childlike of the tarot cards. So this first deck, this is the Fool card for the Phantasma Tarot. And the crystal is this Unakite. You can see this pretty little orangey red spot on the top of that side. It's a beautiful crystal. But I say that about all of the crystals. Every time I show you a crystal, I say it's a beautiful crystal, like there's ever one that I would say that was not. So funny. So this is the Fool card for, let me see, it is the person who designed this is Nicoletta Sisoli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, this is this tarot's Fool card, this tarot deck's Fool card. And this is the red carnelian. I will forbear to say that it's beautiful, although it is, because no, I should just continue calling them beautiful. This is the beautiful red carnelian. And then this one is the After Tarot Decks Fool card. And this crystal is the yellow aventurine. The beautiful yellow aventurine. All right, and of course, all of them are number 0. That is the number of the Fool card. So pick your card by the artwork or the crystal or just the number. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3. Go with what you feel is calling to you, and that will probably be the one that you have the most messages from. And of course, if you want to look at more than one because your inner child might have a lot to say to you today, obviously watch 1, watch 2, watch all of them, whatever you feel called to. So I will give you a moment to pick them, and I will leave you some timestamps in the description box. Welcome, pile number 1, to your reading. You picked this Phantasma Tarot Fool card, and of course we'll use the Phantasma Tarot deck. And this Unakite heart. And oop, a little too far. We will put these here to watch over us while we do this special reading. I think I wanted it on this side. All right. So here's the deck we will be using. And we're going to take an oracle card from this deck, and we'll ask this deck, we are looking for messages from pile number 1's inner child. Well, what a childlike sentiment, right? This is the Marten and Foxglove with Mischief. This is card number 24. And let's see what the spirit card is for this deck, which is the one from the bottom. This is the Opossum and Peony with Bashfulness. This is card 28. Card 28, the Opossum and Peony with Bashfulness. That's kind of funny because the peony doesn't seem like a very bashful card to me. Doesn't seem like a very bashful flower to me. The blossom is so huge. That's so interesting. And I think, you know what? I wasn't going to, but I think I'm going to take one card from this deck for you. Pile number 1 wants some messages from their inner child. Pile number 1 wants some messages. Milk and honey. The land of milk and honey. This is card number 51. What a cute card. That is some childlike abandon in there. All right. Now here's your deck, and today we are looking for messages from pile number 1's inner child. We're looking for messages from pile number 1's inner child. Messages from pile number 1's inner child. I'm going to take one more from this deck. Actually, this one. And we will take from the bottom of the deck for the spirit card. This is the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups. And here are your cards. And I am thinking to take one card from each of the other 2 decks, just in case there are any messages. This one's coming out already. Just in case there are any messages from these decks for you. Let's look for a message from your inner child. All right, pile number 1, what do we have here? The Star card. What a beautiful Star card. Look at this beautiful Star card. The Queen of Swords. The 7 of Wands. The 2 of Cups. Your inner child certainly has a lot of messages for you so far. Wow, the Knight of Swords. Powerful cards here for you, pile number 1. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. We have the 7 of Wands over here and the 7 of Cups. So let's see what these other 2 say. The 7 of Pentacles. 3 out of the 4 sevens, pile number 1. Over here. And the Page of Cups. All right. Give me a moment. I'm just going to actually, don't think I have to do too much to it. I just need to have these cards make friends a little bit more. We'll get them all together because they came out in a certain pattern. I want to keep them like that. There you go. are a little bit off here. All right, pile number 1. What do we have here? We have, first of all, and they came out. You have 3 of the 4 sevens. The only 7 that you're missing all right, so yes, the only 7 you're missing is the 7 of Swords, and pile number 1, I feel like your inner child is telling you that just right off the bat, I'm feeling like your inner child is telling you that you are at a point where you are letting go of something that you have been carrying around since childhood, that you are at some sort of huge time of change and letting go of something from your past. And not just something from your past. It's not necessarily something from your past only. It's that you're letting go of it, the effects of it. You're letting go of it having to have affected you in the present and into the future. Because actually, I feel like the 7 of Swords is speaking to us here, even though it's not here, it's speaking to us through its absence. So conversely, it feels to me almost like the 7 of Swords is also wanting to be here. Not wanting to, it is here. And it's actually, pay attention to me more because I'm the only one not here. I'm the only 7 not here. So I wanted to be the one that's listened to, if that makes sense. All of the 7s together tell me, the 7s, the preponderance of 7s tells me that you are at a crux in your life, pile number 1. There's something happening to you right now. You would know what it is. I feel like you know what it is, that you know what I'm talking about pretty immediately. There's something you've been working on. There's something that you've been confronted with. There's something that you are ready. You're ready to let this go, to move forward without regret, with just saying goodbye for the final time. This is no longer serving me, and it's also no longer something I even want to think about. The 7 of Cups. Let's take all the 7s in order. The 7 of Cups is the choice card. 7 of Cups is a choice. The figure in the 7 of Cups is being presented with 7 choices. Some are quote-unquote good, some are quote-unquote bad. In this 7, the figure is looking straight out at us. They're not even looking at the cups. It's almost as if that, no, it is. It's as if this figure is saying, I've already made my choice. I don't even have to look. Each of these cups holds a choice, but the figure's looking at us saying, I already know my choice. And this figure is half in the water and half out of the water. You can see that the upper body is in the air, in the world of the air, and the lower body is in the world of the water, ocean or lake or whatever. So this 7 of Cups figure is between 2 worlds, between one choice and the next. They're at the instant of manifesting, either going into one world or into another. Maybe this water represents your past, what has happened to you in your childhood. And this air represents where you want to go. And pile number 1, it looks like you're just ready to step out of the water and into the new choice that you're making. These 3 sevens are really talking to us. That's your inner child's main message. The 7 of Swords is very, very interesting looking, isn't it? I'm trying to hold it just as. There we go. The 7 of Swords is which this artwork so encapsulates that the 7 of Swords. Sorry, the 7 of I'm thinking about the 7 of Swords because it's the one that's I'm going to talk about the 7 of Swords even though it's not here, as I said. I want to talk about the 7 of Swords because it's calling attention to itself by not being here. This bat is rising up above all of these monsters and all of these wands down here, the 7 of Wands. And you can see that the bat's wings are decorated with these beautiful flowers. But if this bat weren't flying, obviously you wouldn't be able to see the flowers. So it's only by rising up above the fray and into the light. You see it's all dark here and dusty and dark, and probably none of these creatures below here can really see each other because they're all, creating a lot of dust and dirt, right? And they're all squabbling with each other, and they're not able to see the details of each other, never mind this bat's beautiful flowers. So the bat has said, I'm out of here. I'm going up here in the air, right? Just like this one. Oop. Just like this one. Let me pick up the right card, the correct card. This bat is doing the exact same thing that this in the 7 of Wands is doing exactly the same as the 7 of Cups figure is stepping into the air. Or flying into the air in the case of this bat. So, rising up above the fray. Maybe this is, maybe pile number 1. Maybe this is you, your inner world. This is your inner landscape, perhaps. Actually, I feel like this probably is. This is all of your past thoughts. All of your past, whatever happened to you in your childhood that you were carrying around in a bad way, you're rising above it, and now you, as well as everybody else, can see these beautiful flowers on your wings because you have risen up above all of this. I feel like you are ready to just take this step, and it's instantaneous. There doesn't have to be a long process to this, pile number 1. I feel really strongly that this is an instantaneous thing for you. And we have this 7 of Pentacles. So there's something going on with your finances too. There's change happening with these 3 sevens. You are this choice and this daring to put this choice into action. And the choice and the action are bringing you rewards. That's what these 3 sevens are telling you. So you're choosing to step into the air instead of the water. You've made your choice. You're stepping away from your past that is no longer serving you into what you want. By doing so, you're lifting up above what is happening or what has been happening, what's been holding you back, and you're your new beautiful self, and that's bringing you major rewards, pile number 1. Abundance rewards, I should say. Rewards of abundance. Because pile number 1, this 8 of Cups, this leaving behind, is just another message that's saying the same thing. Leaving behind what you've clearly overcome and you've clearly outgrown, and hanging on to it in habit, from habit. And your inner child is telling you, hey, look, it's okay. Let go. Let go of what you have been hanging on to. Your inner child is saying, I'm ready to grow up. Do you know what I mean? It's saying, I'm ready to be a new inner child. I'm ready to become the inner child that you wanted and I always wanted to be, and you always wanted me to be. Your inner child is telling you, I have a new message. I have a new message. It's my new beginning. That's what your inner child is saying. Your inner child is saying, pile number 1, it's my new beginning, and through my new beginning, you are going to be stepping into the new and reaping the reward. Now, pile number 1, we have a whole bunch of really powerful cards here, but let's just say the mischief and the bashfulness. I'm seeing these as your inner child saying, I want this. I want to be a new version of me. I want to be free to be an inner child without carrying baggage, carrying hurt, carrying whatever it was, whatever it is, whatever it was that happened in your childhood that your inner child has been carrying around, and that you have been communicating with your inner child about all these years. And it wants to be a new inner child that it was always meant to be. Getting into mischief, being childlike, being like, okay, I am the child that I wanted to be, that I could have been, and that I've always wanted to be, and so that you and your inner child in the future can have the most wonderful conversations, can be in the most wonderful communication without that baggage. The baggage is just dropped in the road. Doesn't matter. You don't even have to go through it one last time. You don't even have to untie the clasp and look inside there, peer in there at the dark stuff. You don't have to do that anymore. You can just tie it up, put it in the road, and walk away. That's what this pile is telling me, pile number 1. Because your inner child has a very big desire for its own childhood back. It doesn't want to be the bearer of bad news anymore. It doesn't want to be the one who's bringing up things that are upsetting, pile number 1. It wants its own childhood back, and it wants to send you off to the land of milk and honey. Now, look at all these strong cards here. And the Fool is this strong card too. The Fool is this new beginning. And if you are looking for someone, pile number one, this does not have to be love. This can be anyone. This can be a mentor. This can be a renewed relationship with your family, with a family member, or with your family as a whole. There's somebody coming in to your life, pile number one, with a new beginning. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. This Two of Cups is more of a lover's card than the lover's card. It does mean love is coming to you. Love, and mostly it means romantic love. There's some sort of renewal, and there's some sort of coming together. And there's a lot of power here. This is this land of milk and honey with the Star card and the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups. You've got so many messages. It's like almost an overwhelm of positive messages of what you're stepping into. Look at how confident this Queen of Swords is as she's stepping into her new life. That's you, pile number one. And I just wanted to show you this. This looks almost like a before and after of the same figure, right? This is before, when she's kind of caught still half in the water. And then look, she's dried off and her gown is billowing as she's stepping into the new world that she's created with her mind. That's what this looks like to me. That's what you are right now being offered. Pile number one, that's what your inner child is asking. It's begging for you to do this, to let it be a child again and not the bearer of memories, the bearer of tightness and despair at some points, at certain points. And I know you know what I mean, pile number one. It's going to be private for you, but it's something that we all deal with. Look at how beautiful and hopeful and full of peace this Star card is. The thing is, pile number one is these three cards. That's what I meant to say. These three cards together is so potent. The Land of Milk and Honey, the Star card, and the Queen of Swords is just telling you that you are empowered and that you are here. This is your true nature right here, pile number one. That's what you have, and your inner child is telling you, I want to go back to being the cute little kid. I don't want to be here in your mind as this. I don't want to be in your day-to-day mind as the entity that is warning you about stuff that no longer applies. Pile number one. I don't want to be the one in your mind saying, oh, I'm afraid of being hurt like I was as a child. I'm afraid of being powerless like I was as a child. I'm afraid of being rejected like I was as a child. Therefore, I'm going to, you as pile number one are assigning me as your inner child the role of warning you in this dire way of threats that no longer apply. I, as your inner child, am asking you, pile number one, to let me just be an inner child, and you have all of this promised to you, pile number one, and all you have to do is make that choice. And this, don't forget about this. The Land of Milk and Honey is linking all four of these cards, if you see that. These all have the same message, love and clarity of purpose and just good things coming to you. Good things and a wonderful relationship. And we can't forget prosperity. And the Knight of Swords is telling you, again, this is like something that's really connecting all of this. It's telling you that this choice can be done. It's just another message saying that this choice of stepping into this new you, letting go, not letting go of the inner child, but letting the inner child become an inner child again, it can happen immediately, pile number 1. This is such a clear message, pile number 1, that it's kind of stunning, and it's really a beautiful, beautiful message. And this is what your inner child is telling you, that this is all offered to you, and it just wants to be the child again. It wants to be the child again, and it wants to always be there for you as a child. Wow, pile number 1, this is just a very beautiful reading. It's a very meaningful reading. It's a stunning reading, and I really hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a reading. And I will see you in your next reading. And thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is the Fool card that you picked. And this is from this deck. I'm going to show you the box to make sure that you know who it is. It's this tarot card deck. Nicoletta Sisoli. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but this is the deck. And your crystal is this red carnelian heart. And we will put these here to watch over us as we do your reading. And first of all, we're going to do this, ask this oracle deck. Pile number 2 would like messages, any messages you have from their inner child. It looks like this one wanted to come out right away. The Eel and Iris, what a beautiful card with safety. What a beautiful card and a beautiful sentiment. And oh, and this is number 42. Can't fit there. And let's take the, this is the Spirit card, which is on the bottom of the deck. This is the Chipmunk and Laurel with success. Wow, what beautiful sentiments. You have safety and success. And this is card 7. The Chipmunk and Laurel with success. So, deck, we are asking for any messages for pile number 2 from their inner child. I think that's it. Well, for now, we're going to look at the Spirit card for this deck, and this is the Queen of Wands. What a beautiful card, a very sweet card, and look what she's holding. She's holding a baby cone, a baby in a cone. How cute. So these are the cards for this, your main deck, and we are also going to choose one card from each of the other 2 main decks just to see if there's just to see if there's any other messages. There's this one. And there's this one. We just want to know about any messages from pile number 2's inner child. So we have this. And we are going to take one oracle card from this deck. Just want to know about what pile number 2's inner child has to say to us. So we'll take this one. And this card is Never Ending Story, card number 37. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say for us. The first card is 9 of Pentacles. Very favorable card. We have the 7 of Cups. This was one of the major cards in pile number 1, just in case you have any interest in looking at pile number 1. This came up in the pile number 1's main deck. This is the Ace of Pentacles, another pentacle. Very much a new beginning card. This is the Hermit. Can you see that one if I put it here? Yep. We have the 6 of Cups. So far only Cups and Pentacles. Actually, the King of Pentacles, still only Cups and Pentacles. How interesting, pile number 2. The 4 of Pentacles, another pentacle. The Death card, another new beginning. And the World card. Wow. Oh my gosh. Pile number 2, what an interesting reading. What a phenomenal reading. Wow. So much going on. And I just want to point out one more time. It's so interesting. You've only, oh, there's this wand. Your Spirit card, but your main cards, all Pentacles and Cups and 3 major arcana. How interesting, pile number 2. Pile number 2, sorry. How interesting, pile number 2. Wow, so, oh my gosh. Where should I start? Let me just take a minute and look and see at all of these messages from your inner child. So, pile number 2, I have been looking at these cards, and I really am seeing a message from your inner child that says, your inner child is saying, remember the past only as it's going to bring you strength, pile number 2, because there seems to be some major endeavor in your life and it also is this. So the 1 wand, I'm seeing just like pile number, okay, I just want to say like pile number 1. So pile number 1 had 3 of the 4 sevens, had the 7 of Cups, had the 7 of wands, and it had the 7 of Pentacles. The only one that it didn't have was the 7 of Swords. And so I read it as the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords was part of the reading because it was like missing. So I read it as if all of the sevens were there, if that makes sense. And this is also, how can I say it? This is also the wand. This is the only wand. This is the only card that is not actually not a pentacle or cup. So it's being given special significance also because it's the spirit card for this deck. It's got a special meaning for us. It's the scarcity is making it even more meaningful, which is like a lot in our life, right? So this pile number 2, your inner child is saying that there's some sort of new creative endeavor that you have that is poised to bring you lots of prosperity. Pile number 2, you even have the King of Pentacles. You have you have a lot of prosperity and wish fulfillment cards. And the King of Pentacles is right underneath the Queen of Wands, which is the embodiment of creativity and whatever. So it seems pile number 2, it seems like you have some major thing that you are working on, some major thing. If you are, I'd love to hear about it, because it seems like your world shaking thing, meaning you are the creative force behind whatever this is. All right, so this is poised for you. This is like being offered to you, right? It's right next to the Queen of Wands, and the King of Pentacles are right next to the Chipmunk and Laurel, which promises success, which is right next to the Eel and Iris, which promises safety. And then we have this never-ending story. And the World, of course, the World. So there's a ton of success here. I didn't even tell you this, but 9 of Pentacles is a major it's one of the few like just wish fulfillment cards in the deck. Is right over the 4 of Pentacles, which is a prosperity card. And then, of course, the Ace of Pentacles is very much a new beginning and prosperous new beginning. So much luck and wealth, prosperity promised to you. Pile number 2. So that's your inner child's first message, first major message. But it comes with not a warning, it just comes with information for you, pile number 2. And it's that you've got some good memories that you look back on once in a while. But there's a couple of warnings from your inner child. It's like, are you romanticizing the past so much that you're not seeing what you have here in the present? Maybe your inner child is saying, look, things weren't all perfect, things weren't all terrible, but they weren't all perfect. And hey, pile number 2, look at your present moment more than the past. And we also have this, it's interesting because we have this, you have some major arcana here. The Hermit, the World, and the Death card. These are major cards. These are major, oops, I moved this one too far. I want to make sure you can still see it, even though I'm trying to visually separate them from the other card so you can see them as one unit here. So we have these 3 cards. These are the major arcana for this reading. And it's so interesting that the Death card came up right next to the World card, because the Death card just symbolizes an ending, pile number 2. And I'm seeing now this Hermit card is it's very interesting, because I often read, like, cards on the diagonal are sometimes telling us messages to be read together, just like cards right above or below are cards top and bottom. Like this Hermit card and this World card are might be giving us special messages together, and also things that are beside each other. So first of all, we have this Six of Cups and this Hermit card that were on the diagonal. One was here, one was here. What they're kind of pulling together for me right now. They want to have some energy together. This Six of Cups is looking into the past, your past memories, pile number 2. And you can see this figure is looking, this cat is offering him butterfly, cat, snake. Look at all these things going on in this card. First of all, this butterfly, cat, snake is perched on this branch, offering this figure with apples in her hair. Or no, maybe it's bubbles. Oh no, it is apples in her hair. The looking glass to look inside. And it's a very much a, you know what I'm seeing right here is, oh, there's all these magical, it looks like whipped cream, pastures out here and flying apples and this beautiful creature. But the figure is only looking into the mirror, looking in as a reflection, looking at the reflection, not paying attention to what's going on out here, if you understand what I'm saying. So don't look into the past so much that you lose sight of your present. And it's doubly saying the same thing with this Hermit, meaning you have all this potential, pile number 2. Your inner child is saying, don't look into the past. Don't look at me as your inner child so much and pay attention so much to the past that you put yourself in hermit mode and don't take advantage of whatever awesomeness this is being promised to you. Pile number 2. So that's what the Hermit is telling me. So let's look at these two here. This is really much like an instantaneous death and rebirth. Instantaneous. Sorry for all the snapping, but it's instantaneous. There's something going on. There's something that you are being offered. And it doesn't have to be offered as in someone comes to you, knocks on your door and offers you something. It could be something you are doing. You are working toward. You, pile number 2, are the driving force behind this. And we could read, I'm getting to these a roundabout way, but I promise I have a point here. We could read this as safety and success, right? Safety and success. Or we could read this as safety or success. And I am feeling like, again, we have these two cards are across from each other on the same line, and they're being kind of drawn together for another message together. And what this message is, don't choose safety at this point. We don't want to like go crazy and, you know, do something foolhardy, but believe in yourself, pile number 2, because there's something that you are working on that's going to be outrageously successful. And so my point for this is you can have the safety or the success. You can have hermit mode or the world. You can be in hermit mode, or you can experience everything that your heart desires with this wish fulfillment card, the world. Because these two cards, especially being directly one after the other, is whatever you're saying goodbye to, this death card is signifying letting go of whatever you feel is safe, even if you don't want it. Sometimes we hang on to something we don't want, even though we don't. I'm sorry. Sometimes we hang on to what we're familiar with, even if we don't want it, because we feel like it's safe. I'm going to cover it completely up with the world. So it's telling you to let go of what you don't want. See, they can cover each other up depending on your perspective. You can either choose what's familiar to you, or you can choose success. And look at how much easier it is for me to cover up the Death card with the World card, because the World card is much larger. It's more difficult for me, so it's going to be more difficult for you to stay stagnant than it is for you to choose to embrace whatever this project is that you are working toward and the wild success that's promised you. Pile number 2. And don't forget, again, the 9 of Pentacles is wish fulfillment. 4 of Pentacles is abundance. King of Pentacles is the embodiment of abundance, is the ultimate expression of personification of abundance. The Queen of Wands is the personification of creativity, making something. The Ace of Pentacles is the creative beginning of this abundance. You have success. You have never-ending story. You have the World card. The World card is the last card in the tarot deck, and it is everything. It's promising the world. You know how people say, I'll give you the world, or whatever. This is the ultimate. This is just the most huge, beautiful card to get. And I just noticed something, you know, that all of these cards can have messages that are multiplied, that are amplified when read together. Look at this creature. This little creature looks like it can turn into this big creature for you. Instead of looking into the past and having whatever this little orange cat butterfly snake thing can either distract you by trying to show you the past too much, pile number 1, and your inner child, like you kind of keeping glimpses into the past, into what you think you want, into what is keeping you safe. Maybe you are so afraid and not afraid, but concerned about keeping your inner child persona safe, that look, this little orange character could turn into this and you could be on top of the world. So this is the message that your inner child is giving you right now, pile number 2, that your inner child is saying, I don't need to be safe. Your inner child is saying, I want the fun of being on top of the world too, pile number 2. This is exactly what it is. These 2 cards could be read as and, but I'm seeing them read as or, safety or success. So this is your message from your inner child, pile number 2. Your inner child is saying, whatever this creative endeavor, whatever this success that you are working for, your inner child is saying, go for it, pile number 2. Go for it. It's going to be successful, and you need to just go for it. That's what your inner child is telling you, pile number 2. Wow. And we have to give a shout out to this flying button. I don't know what the flying button, the flying button doesn't have much significance, but I just thought it's funny. It's kind of like a pentacle. So you're going to have money flying to you from everywhere. That's what I guess that's what this means. So pile number 2, that's your message from your inner child. What a beautiful message and a beautiful reading. And yes, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I'd love it if you gave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss future readings. And pile number 2, this was a great reading. Good luck and thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You picked this Fool card from the After Tarot. And along with it is this yellow aventurine heart. Beautiful crystal. And first of all, let's take an oracle card and a spirit card from this deck. We're asking for messages from your inner child. The Frog and Lotus with Metamorphosis. Well, that's your spirit card, sorry. Let's take the first one first. First one's first, the Bat and Hellebore. This is card number 19. This is Intuition. The Bat and Hellebore. It's a very beautiful card. Interesting card. And the spirit card for this deck is card number 6, the Frog and Lotus with Metamorphosis. Can't get more metamorphic. Well, I guess the butterfly could also be a symbol of metamorphosis. But if you think about it, the butterfly as a caterpillar, butterflies still breathe air, but the tadpole turning into a frog, they're going from living in one medium to another, you know, in breathing completely different. That's so interesting. Anyway, and then we have this deck. I'm going to pick one oracle card. Let's see, message from your inner child here. Deep Knowing. Wow, look at this gorgeous card, number 43. All right, and this is your main deck. You're at the After Tarot. So we would like to know some messages for pile number 3 from their inner child. Messages for pile number 3 from their inner child. All right. The Hierophant is your spirit card for your main deck. And we are going to take from the other 2 decks, the 2 main decks for the other, I'm going to shuffle it again. From the other 2 readings, we're going to take one card, messages from pile number 3's inner child. And this was the other one, messages from pile number 3's inner child. Let's see what we have, pile number 3. The Empress, the Hierophant, and the Empress. Wow. Temperance. Wow. Look at all these major arcana all in a row. The 8 of Swords. The Devil card. Wow. Look at all these major arcana. What is going on with you? This is 8 of... Oh my gosh. I don't know. I got all excited. I wasn't showing you your cards. The Empress? I don't even know if I showed you the Hierophant. Temperance. The 8 of Swords. I was all getting messages from your inner child, and I guess your inner child is very impatient, like some children. It's the 8 of Pentacles. Let's see what else we have. We have the Page of Pentacles. The Justice card. I cannot believe how many major arcana you're getting. Pile number 3. Let's see what this one is. The Magician. Oh my god, pile number 3. Let's see what this one is. the Eight of Wands. So you have an Eight of Pentacles and an Eight of Wands. What's so interesting, pile number 3, is you only have two. I'm sorry. This is wild. Oh my God, pile number 3. You only have 3 numbered cards. They're all 8s. This is just like pile number 1, which had 3 of the 4 7s. This is so crazy. So let's see, which one do you not have? You do not have the 8 of Cups. Wow, pile number 3. So let me, give me a second and I'm going to rearrange it so we can see all of them together. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome back. I rearranged your cards so you could see them all. And while I was rearranging them, I was really looking at all of them. And I'm just really amazed at your reading. There are 6 major arcana, 1 court card, and then the rest are 8s. three of the 4 8s. What an interesting reading. And pile number 3, I feel like this Page of Pentacles is your inner child right now. I feel like this Page of Pentacles is your inner child, and this is you. I'm really having a strong feeling that your inner child is, in this moment, your inner child is more how should I say it? Your inner child is more, not advanced. There's a word on the tip of my tongue here. Your inner child is more, not adult than you, but more grown up. That's kind of a bad, not bad. It's kind of a lame way to put it. There's a word I'm looking for, but this is your inner child, pile number 3, and this is you. So there's 2 important things. Number 1, your inner child is more experienced than you, more grown up than you right now, and you are the child. You are the child to your inner child, pile number 3. And your inner child has something very valuable to give you right now. That's what's going on. As the only court card in the spread, this is really bringing itself some significance. And what your inner child seems to be saying, pile number 3, is that it's been through this before. Experience. I think that the best way I can say it's not the word that I was looking for, but your inner child is more experienced at this than you are, whatever this is you're going through, pile number 3. And your inner child is giving you its experience because you have the 3 3s. I mean, the 3 8s are giving you this little this or that. This is the Or card right here. This is a quick acceleration in affairs card. It's an accelerant. And then these 2 are your 2 choices that your inner child is giving you its experience, the benefit of its experience about. So you can either go from prosperous to stuck or from stuck to prosperous. So pile number 3, what is going on with you? This seems like a very You know, it seems like it could be something about abundance and or business, but it could very well be about relationships, love relationship, family relationship, even work relationships. You know, we hardly any of us work truly alone. Even if we work alone in an office somewhere, we don't work alone as in we never encounter anybody in our work lives, right? So this could be straight up about your work, whether it's your day-to-day job, whether it's your passion, your side job, whether your main job is your passion. It's telling you that whether you appear to be stuck or not, you can just whether you are stuck, if you are stuck, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you have a situation that's never going to change, that's always been this way, that you can't change, something like that, it's telling you that you can jump right over all of that and go into prosperity. Or if you are feeling good, if you let these doubts take over, your inner child is telling you, I have experience with this, pile number 3. I, as the inner child for pile number 3, I'm telling pile number 3, I have experience with this. I've done this before. I've lived through this before. And you can take pile number 3, this is your inner child speaking, pile number 3, can take yourself down through inner doubts, through telling yourself that things aren't going to work, by telling yourself that you'll never make it, all of those negative things. I don't even want to repeat them because they're just, your inner child is telling you that you can bring yourself down from a prosperous place by those doubts, by that chatter. And so if this is about business for you, if you are thinking, oh, yes, I know exactly what my inner child is saying. It's saying this situation in my business. Your inner child is telling you, don't let your inner doubts, don't let your inner doubt dialogue get you to this place where you're stuck. Let it bring you to this place of prosperity. Listen to your inner voice, your inner dialogue, if it's telling you good things. If it's telling you bad things, don't listen to it. Redirect your inner dialogue back to the good, because your inner child is telling you this is not even anything you have to look to pay attention to. Pile number 3. This is very significant because there is 1 8 missing. And that is the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups would be leaving behind and letting go. And since it's missing, your inner child is telling you that isn't even an option. You don't have to do that. You don't have to leave behind and let go. You can embrace what you do want and say no to what you don't want. And that's what this Devil card is here for. This Devil card is saying, oh, pile number 3, you can't be successful at X, whatever it is that you want to do. If this is a prosperity reading, I meant to say, if this is a prosperity reading, very, pretty straightforward. If this is if what you're feeling this is talking about is a relationship, a love relationship, really, again, so easy to see what the cards are saying. They're saying you have a choice between repeating old patterns in relationships or being completely prosperous with your love, with your abundant love, with your beautiful relationship. It's the same formula that you are being told by your inner child to pay attention to. And what this is saying, your inner child is saying, don't listen to these doubts, any of this negative chatter that could come into your life. That could come into your life, through your mind. Because look at what's opposite from the devil. This is the Magician card. First of all, let's check out this Magician card again. It's so beautiful. It's so charming and colorful, and everything is happening. The rabbit is pulling a person out of a hat instead of the other way around. But they're opposite each other. The devil and the magician. The magician is the manifestation card. The magician is a manifester. This magician is literally pulling this figure out of the hat, not pretending. So you can either manifest what you want, or you can let your doubts rule you. That's what these two cards are here to tell you. That's what your inner child is telling you. Your inner child is saying, look, I've lived more than you. If you think about it, the child is older than the adult, because the child has lived more years than the adult. The adult only lived X amount of years. The child has lived since the day you were born. The adult has only lived since the day you became an adult. So your inner child is saying, I'm the adult in this situation, pile number 3. I've lived through all of this. I had a whole childhood before you were even an adult. Your inner child, I'm telling you, pile number 3, that you can manifest everything you want. You just have to say no to the doubts. You have to just say no to the doubts. Because you have Justice card, Justice. You have the Hierophant, happy happy and stable home life, and passing down your wisdom, being valued for what you bring, being valued for your wisdom, being valued for being an adult, right? Your inner child is not telling you to become a child. The inner child is encouraging you to be the adult. The Empress is living in the abundance that you created as the Magician. Temperance is just it's air, fire, water, and earth, all 4 elements. So this means that Temperance is completely fulfilled by all. Temperance is just like completeness, living in abundance, being secure and stable. Whether you are working on abundance, whether you are working on a relationship, whether you are working on both, you can be stable, abundant, and fulfilled in whatever it is you choose. And you don't have to just choose one of these. If you're working on more than one, if you want more than one, can totally come all together for you. Pile number 3. And all you have to do is say no to this stuck feeling when it comes up. Your inner child is really strongly telling you, I don't want you to make any mistakes that I made as a child unknowingly. I'm passing on to you my wisdom. Take it and make the life of your dreams. There's a metamorphosis and intuition in this case, and a deep knowing. Why did I not notice this before? Intuition and deep knowing were right above and below each other. This is a double message. This is such a huge message for you, pile number 3. You're just totally and completely in charge. Your inner child is telling you you have the power to metamorphose into, and not just you have the power to completely transform your life into the life that you want, like that. Because remember, we have this card, the 8 of Wands, which is acceleration. It's kind of like a mini chariot. It's saying events are moving at a rapid pace, pile number 3. All in all, this is an extremely favorable reading. And the message from your inner child is so clear that you, pile number 3, are being given this beautiful gift from your inner child saying, I know what to do. If you're thinking, I don't know what to do, your inner child is telling you, I know what to do, pile number 3. I know what to do. What to do is say no to your doubts and manifest the life of your dreams, and that's by not giving in to the doubts, not giving into the doubts, not giving into the I can't do it, not giving into the nothing ever works out for me. So I don't even want to go on with those self-sabotaging doubts. You will know which doubts you tend to repeat to yourself. And so I don't have to repeat every one of these doubts because you'll know. Your inner child knows. Your inner child knows you know. And your inner child is telling you, go for whatever this is that you are working for and make it your own. This is such a strong reading, such a direct reading, such a reading that's like your inner child saying, I know what to do. I love you. It's grabbing you in for a hug, giving you this wisdom, this big old pentacle, and saying, go forth and conquer. And you, the adult in this situation, are going to grow up and reach whatever you want and take it. You are the magician. This is what your inner child is telling you to become. The complete manifester. The person who completely changes and metamorphoses their life. Pile number 3. This is you. What a beautiful reading. Your inner child is extremely wise. Pile number 3. What a beautiful reading. And whatever it is that you're working for, wow, pile number 3, look at all the success coming for you. Stability and success and living the life of your dreams. Okay? This is you. This is your inner child promising you these things by saying goodbye to the doubts. So pile number 3, wow, thank you for sharing this time with me. I really enjoyed it. I loved your reading. What a beautiful reading. If you did like it, I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any readings. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.